You clicked because you've heard 32 PSI is the safe default, right? You're in the right place. This video shows why that habit quietly drains your wallet and grip. If your door jamb says higher than 32, you're running soft, and your sidewalls are doing the work your tread should do. Stay with me. I'll show you the exact placard to read, how cold PSI actually works, and the simple check that reveals outer edge wear from underinflation. By the end, you'll set pressure for your car, not the myth. If 32 PSI feels like the safe middle, why do so many TPMS lights show up right after tire shops set it there? Because Universal 32 isn't universal anymore. It lingers from older compacts, preset buttons on gas station pumps, and quick service routines that aim for speed, not your specific setup. That habit stuck, even as vehicles got heavier, tires evolved, and engineers raised recommended pressures to match real loads and modern speeds. Now put that habit against a door jamb placard on a loaded mid-size SUV calling for 36 to 40 PSI. Set it to 32, and you've just told a heavier, taller vehicle to ride on softer sidewalls than it was designed for. The cost hides at first. You don't feel a dramatic pull or a dashboard warning right away. You get a lazier response in a swerve, a little extra heat in the carcass on the highway, and a slow drift in fuel economy that looks like headwind or bad gas. Take a crossover rated 38 up front and 36 in the rear. Run all four at 32. The contact patch spreads and gets squishier so the tread blocks smear before they bite. The wheel turns, the body waits a beat, then the tire finally takes a set. On long drives, that extra sidewall flex pumps heat into the rubber. The air inside warms and rises a couple PSI, but the structure is still cycling harder than intended. That's where fatigue starts. Underinflation drags on mileage because rolling resistance climbs as the tire deforms more each rotation. Each flex costs energy, and your engine pays it in fuel. Drop a few PSI below spec and the hit adds up over weeks of commuting and road trips. The same flexing builds heat inside the tire's layers, which speeds up wear. You don't see that heat, but you will see the result on your tread depth sooner than you planned. Think of sidewalls like your shoe's ankle. When the ankle is soft, the bend happens up the side, not down at the sole. Tires behave the same way. Too soft, and the sidewall does the bending mile after mile. That repetitive bend creates internal friction, which makes heat. Heat ages rubber and stresses cords. None of that helps steering precision or tire life. Underinflation also changes how the tread meets the road. The shoulders carry more of the load, so the outer edges wear faster than the center. With deformed blocks, water evacuation suffers. That raises the chance of hydroplaning at lower speeds and stretches stopping distances in the wet. It's not dramatic. It's incremental, and it shows up when you need grip most. Here's the part people skip. The number on your door jamb isn't random. It ties to your vehicle's weight, how that weight sits front to rear, the tire's construction, and the speed rating it's meant to survive. That target pressure balances comfort, handling, economy, and wear for your exact trim and tire size. If that sticker calls for 36, 38, or more, 32 isn't conservative. It's underinflated. So the takeaway is simple. 32 PSI is not a baseline. It's a guess. If your placard asks for higher, 32 equals soft sidewalls, slower steering, more heat, and wasted fuel. You don't need a shop to fix it, and you don't need special tools. In the next part, I'll show you how to read the sticker, match it to your load, and set a true cold PSI with a basic gauge. Then you'll know your number, not the myth. The sticker on your door jamb predicts how your tires carry your family, your cargo, and your speed. Why does it often ask for more than 32? Because it's tailored to your exact vehicle, not a random average. That label is the engineer's note for how your tires support weight, stay cool at highway speed, and stop well when the road is wet. When you follow it, you're giving the tire the pressure it needs to hold shape under real loads, not just the number that's easy to remember at the pump. Start with what's on that placard. You'll see the recommended cold PSI for the front and the rear, and it can be different because your vehicle doesn't carry weight evenly. You'll also see the tire size your trim was calibrated for, plus load specs that match your suspension tuning and weight distribution. That split front and rear number isn't a suggestion. It's there to balance steering precision, braking stability, ride, and tread life for your setup. Here's where people get tripped up. They bolt on XL-rated tires thinking stronger means they can run less pressure. Or they add a roof box and bikes and still dial in 32. Extra load tires have stiffer construction, but they still need the right air to support weight. Add cargo or passengers, and the sidewalls work harder at a given PSI. Keep it at 32 when your placard calls for more, and you shift the work from the tread to the sidewall where heat and fatigue build. Take a compact SUV with 235/55 R18 and a placard of 36 PSI front and 35 rear. Drop it to 32 for a summer road trip with luggage. The sidewall flex increases on every rotation. You get a slower turn-in feel on ramps, and fuel economy fades because the tire squats and rolls with more drag. Heat stacks up during long highway stints, and the air inside might rise a bit, but the structure is still cycling beyond its sweet spot, which shortens tread life. Cold PSI matters. Set pressures after the car sits for at least 3 hours or before you've driven more than about a mile. Pressure climbs as tires warm, so a reading from a hot drive or a warm garage won't reflect true cold. Use the basic temperature rule of thumb. Expect roughly 1 PSI change for every 10 degrees Fahrenheit. A chilly morning can drop you several PSI below your last setting if you haven't checked in a while. You can spot underinflation with your eyes in a quick test. Look for feathering on the outer edges and a rounded shoulder profile that hints the center isn't carrying its share. Run a chalk line across the tread, roll straight for a short distance, and see how the chalk wears off. Heavy wipe at the edges with chalk lingering down the center points to low pressure. A straight edge across the tread can show the same edge loading. Know your load index. Heavier vehicles and those with weight bias, like SUVs with gear in the back or EVs with big battery mass, drive higher recommended PSI at the axle doing more work. That's why some stickers ask for more up front or in the rear, depending on layout. The goal is to keep the tire within its load and temperature window at speed. Seasons move the target. Winter cold pulls PSI down. Summer heat pushes it up. Here's your fast routine. Read your placard, measure cold with a reliable gauge, adjust to the front and rear numbers, and recheck after a temperature swing or a week. Apply it today. Next, a short checklist to lock in cold PSI fast and spot low pressure wear before it carves into your tread.